inside a well, life can get tangled. Might the money. Might the money. Might the money. I'm making money, Mike the.
Welcome back to Mike the Money Radio Show and Podcast. We're here on your next week's episode talking about boss moves, building a business that lasts. So let's just go ahead and dive into it. Let's talk about the foundation first, because I know this is something that a lot of business owners skip over. They're not really sure about how to start and what is actually supposed to be in the foundation. So why do you think so many businesses fail within their first 2 years?
Well, they don't have a good base. So we're talking about foundations, right? So I believe strongly that any department, whether it's a business, whether it's a marriage, relationship, whatever, I believe you have to have a strong foundation in order to sustain what you want to build. So I guess we can just use like a hair salon, for example. You open up a hair salon, you ain't got no clients, you don't have no business plan, you just out here doing hair. Obviously that's going to fail, and you're going to probably owe people money if you get a loan or whatever, starting your business. So that's all I'm saying. Like, everything that you do has to have a strong foundation, not just business wise. Okay. What do you think?
Well, first of all, a lot of businesses fail because they were not properly capitalized in the first place. And so when you start getting into business, you find out what you imagine and your reality are totally different.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's like a shock.
And so, you thought that you would have this much business at this time, and that does not happen. Mm-hmm. You don't know how to make any adjustments. You keep selling on like nothing's wrong until you finally run out of money and you're out of business.
Has that happened to y'all in y'all's business venture before?
Has that happened to us?
Like, obviously, you still have your business is still there, but have you had like a plan you set in place maybe that might not have worked the first time around, so you had to revamp and retry and do it again, like maybe because the foundation wasn't as strong as you might have thought?
I've had it happen to me. I think the first rendition of my coaching business, because I completely rebranded. So I dissolved that initial business and rebranded to Cultivate what I have now. But I knew that starting my initial coaching business was like a trial and error thing, because I literally only have like one entrepreneur in my family. And so what I was doing was, of course, completely like against the status quo and all of that, right? But I didn't really know outside of what I had seen, because that was kind of like right around the time where like social media was really becoming a thing, and like all of these people were starting to get into like digital content creation and stuff like that. I started that business in 2017. So like Instagram had just came out maybe like the year before. So
back in the day.
like if you didn't go to Barnes and Noble and like read a book or like go on YouTube or something like that, like you really didn't have anything to really tell you, or even have like a business degree. You really didn't have anything to really guide you and tell you what the foundation was going to be, or even like mentorship if you may have had a mentor or something like that. So I know for me, I definitely had to go back and revamp, because stuff I just didn't know, but I learned along the way.
I feel that. What about you?
Well, basically, I wouldn't say I had a failed business. It's that the business morphed into areas that I did not want to further pursue.
That makes sense.
Like I had to start this inventory business. I got laid off when I worked for the school system, and I brought back an inventory company because they was going to outsource the inventory. So I studied it, got the right software, was going to do things that needed to get done. Problem was, my first trial, I had someone who was actively sabotaging me because they had stolen the property, and I was getting toward the truth. So they were actually faxing board members.
You must just look like a person people can steal from, because I'm hearing all these stories.
He got some stories.
Well, y'all act like people are ethical.
They are not.
No, he was in this particular department, and he was stealing equipment, and I was tracking him down. And so to prevent him from going to jail, he started faxing board members, telling them all kind of lies.
Jesus, not faxing.
Faxing board members,
Lord,
making all kind of accusations that I was doing something that was unethical. And so they canceled my little contract. But I could have went to Nashville and other school systems because I had the right stuff. But I chose not to do that.
Yeah.
Now they was down in the gutter for them. I ain't doing too much, baby. What I'm talking about. But you're right. As far as being ethically sound is concerned, a lot of people are just not. And then, of course, one of the reasons why business fail because people give them that benefit of the doubt on the front end. And
Hey, that's the thing too, because a lot of time, like, you be wanting to support people business, but like you end up finding out like some people out here is just they don't have no business owning nobody's business.
Right.
At this point, really being nobody's employee, quite honestly. But you end up finding out like some people really be doing some unethical stuff that just don't make sense.
It's like, for what? What are you trying to accomplish? I mean, obviously, it could be money. It could be you just trying to tear down somebody's credibility. Man, there are some people in this world that's just evil for no reason. Like, you just think you wake up and you like, oh, I'm finna go get this person.
But also too, like a lot of people who had started a business, especially like during COVID, a lot of them was like, well, since I started the business and I opened the business, people should just come buy from me because I have a business. And that was a lot of people's mentality.
Really?
So like when they didn't get the reaction that they thought they were supposed to get just based off of, hey, I opened a business and here we are, we're open and ready to serve you, and people like didn't respond, you have people that dive off into like those unethical ways of trying to generate money or try to build their appearance or their brand, and they do stuff like that's out of line, and then they end up crumbling because of course their foundation is faulty as well too.
Well, let me interject this.
Go ahead.
I'm 35 years deep talking to entrepreneurs. See, the thing y'all don't understand is entrepreneurs, most everybody has these little wild, crazy things in their minds. And those things never should come to the light, and they don't come to the light. But if you ever ask them, why are you doing this? And they tell you about that crazy, wild thing, you be like, that is crazy. But they think that that's okay. And so I talked to people like this one guy had a hair salon and he was spending thousands of dollars doing leasehold improvements. And he told me they gave him free rent. I said, I would give you free rent too to spend thousands of dollars on my property. But the bottom line was he wanted to be the Walmart of hair salons.
Interesting. Okay.
Well, the thing about it was you can't spend that type of money and charge less than market rents.
Yeah.
Because it's not going to add up.
For sure. Well, we're going to wrap up this segment on the foundation, why businesses fail early, and we'll catch you right on our next segment.
Better save your money, cause nobody gon' save you. Watching out for friends just in case they might play you. Talking down a lemon wood, make you feel disgusting. Dreadlock inside a well, life can get tangled. Mike the money. Mike the money. Mike the money. I'm making money, Mike the, that's on my soul, baby. I got business in order, I'm going so crazy. Flying pressure consistent, the dice roll, baby. You know how I be feeling when you soul racing. I just made me some racks while being Mike the. I took them all to school without a fast forward. And now I'm focused and grinding, I love the hustle. And now I'm focused and grinding, I love the hustle. Yeah. Solitary diamonds on my neck, shining so hard. Different from your last, with a guy, he a pole boy. He didn't want no money, he had to charge him like a store boy. All up in this music, that is where my soul at. Wouldn't have imagined in my head, I got a passion. Pillow talking boys, ooh, tell them all to wake up. Always keep it real from the beginning, no act done. Move too smooth when he dudes, Michael Jackson beat it. All I ever seen in my dreams, I was down bad, broke, couldn't see my dreams. I was focused on the wrong, but God showed me something. Had to reevaluate, without you I'll be nothing. Searching in my soul, I was looking for a purpose. Passion in my heart, reflection of a keynote. Never break apart, together like a seed note. That's why I had to go and tell you I'm making money, Mike the, that's on my soul, baby.
Welcome back to Mike the Money. We're here on your weekly episode talking about boss moves and building the business that lasts. So let's talk about systems. We have our systems girl over here, so maybe she can give her input on some of these questions. But what are the first systems every small business owner should have in place? What do you think?
Dang. Oof. See, I don't like being put on the spot. I'm just going to be honest. Because I ain't had time to review these questions before I type. Anyway. But, so systems that small businesses should have in place. Okay, so I guess you first.
You're acting like a business major. You do not know the answer.
Look, leave me alone. Leave me alone. What do you think, Dan? How about that? I'll feed off you.
The first system they should come with is cash management system.
Okay.
You have to make sure that you can get the cash.
Okay.
You need to make sure you properly use the cash, and you have to properly safeguard the cash. A lot of times people go into business, they have a good business, but people are stealing cash every day, and so they cannot survive.
Okay. Any other systems?
The next thing you need to do is to get all of the foundational systems together. Sales together, marketing together, logistics together, how you can get the personal product, record keeping together. You have to build all the foundational systems together so that you can know how this business is supposed to function. And it's supposed to come from a business plan or a business model.
I agree with you. I was just about to say it's a lot of like apps, or I want to say I don't want to say enterprises, but it's kind of like enterprises that when you start your business, they offer it's like Zoho, for example. I don't use Zoho, but I think that's a good example to say, because it already has your marketing, already has your CRM, it already has your accounts receivable, accounts payable. It sets up everything for you, email, everything. So like I feel like when business owners are starting out, they need to find something that is like hold everything together. I mean, obviously it might cost a little bit more, but I feel like managing it under one specific enterprise is better than, instead of all systems can talk to each other, rather than trying to source out each one and have it in, individual. I mean, that's what I think.
Yeah, now they have AI bots that can do that stuff for you.
They do.
Yeah, but you should.
But even with that, I want to make sure I make this disclaimer. If you go into your business and you don't even understand what you should have in place, them AI bots is not going to help you, because you won't even be able to tell the AI bots what they're supposed to be doing. And I think a lot of business owners rely on stuff like that way too much, without having to try to learn what it is that they actually need in their business, just assuming that AI can come in and just do it all. Well, you still have to direct it. You still have to give it something to pull from. It still has to have some sort of foundation and some base to understand about your business in particular and how it runs ins and out.
Yeah, because let's talk about chat.
Wait, let's not talk about chat.
No. We can talk about chat, because I think I read this article. I'm not gonna say I think, and it was saying that chat can no longer give out specific type of financial advice, medical advice.
So in China,
yeah,
chat is no longer able to give out law, financial, health, and I think it's one more category of advice.
But chat's still doing it for me. So that's what I'm
well,
saying.
you don't live in China.
Oh, so it's
this
just
is in China.
Okay.
Yeah.
I was like,
they
said unless the it can only come from people who have like the background to give that proper advice and stuff like that. But it has to have a disclaimer. But yeah, they're tightening down on what it can generate. I was just about to say,
because to drill down deeper, why would they make that ban? I guess when people start asking chat like about
because people have made chat they got.
That's what I was about to say.
That's why people have literally made chat they got. That's why
I be venting to chat sometimes. Like chat is my diary.
Y'all need to get off of chat.
Why?
We're telling the truth.
Chat is destroying entry level jobs now
because
you can ask chat so much information now, and it gives you more reliable answers than somebody just trying to learn. And
that's a good and a bad thing, because it depends on the user.
See, my chat is like a MBA student.
That's because you ain't a bad user.
And you
done fed your chat information to where it needs to shape its answers and its structure around what that is. You don't it didn't just come up with this stuff on its own. The learning language is called LLM. The learning language models that were fed into that platform were built upon somebody else's thoughts, their education, their skill set, their tenure, whatever it is. They were all shaped around from that. It didn't just become like a thing and like just knew all this stuff.
I was just about to say, because my company is starting to welcome in a lot more AI, like overall. So it's like a lot of our entry level, like I want to say clerk jobs, they're gonna be gone. They're gonna be obsolete. My job is fine because I have to actually go in, and of course AI can help with forecasting and all the other stuff. But as far as the analytics of it is concerned, that's something I still have to do because it ain't that advanced. Like, you don't want to base your whole business off of it.
It
So they want to
can be if you feed it the right information.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It just depends because it just depends on the industry. I'll say it really depends on the industry.
It does. It does.
Well, this is, according to the news.
Till he go down.
Well, no, according to the news forecast, a lot of college graduates will not have jobs.
They won't. But we already had that problem before Chad.
That was before.
It's worse now.
Issue before AI.
I got a degree what I'm supposed to do with it.
Because the thing is, it's not even necessarily about that. It's going to be where you got to be more targeted as to what you're going to get your degree in. Mm-hmm. Because we still going to need people to be people. It ain't that we're going to have to completely remove college per se, but it's probably going to be strung down to where it's not going to be so many offerings in terms of what you can go get your degree in over a certain period of time.
They need to start doing that now, though, especially with AI getting more advanced, because I don't even want to say nothing because I don't want to say anything bad about any major. But when I chose my major and what I wanted to do, it was either going to be engineering or business. Because for one, you can always get something through the trades. You can always make that money. I'm telling you, you can always make that money that way. And then it was business. People like, oh, well, business, you can get all this stuff without going to college or whatever. But guess what? When you have a degree under your name, they're going to pay you more. And they might not hire you depending on if you have a degree or not. And I'm telling you from experience, that's what's happened when I applied before.
Well, coming back as a business owner, if I know the systems, the fundamental systems I need to have, then I can use AI effectively to give me the information I need to do what I need to do.
I said that already.
I know, but you acting like AI cannot do that.
No, I didn't. That's not what I said.
No, I don't have to be an expert user with AI.
I didn't say that either.
Before they get into, I'm actually gonna let them continue this on the next segment, but we have to move into the next segment. But we gonna continue on the next one. See how it goes.
Man, I say I'm winning cause nobody gon' save you. Watching out for friends just in case they might play you. Talking down a lemon wood, make it feel disgusting. Dreadlock inside a well, life can get tangled. Mike the money. Mike the money. Mike the money. Mike. I'm making money, Mike the.
Welcome back to Mike the Money. We're here on your weekly episode discussing boss moves, building a business that lasts. And I want to continue on the conversation that we were having about AI and having systems, building systems as a foundation in your business. So would you like to continue? What were you saying?
I'm saying that if I read a book like E-Myth and I understand the foundational systems that I need to have, I can ask AI those questions or those frameworks that I need to keep manage of, and AI can give me pretty good job of getting it done.
You are correct.
And I don't have to have a lot of advanced knowledge too. I just need to know the foundations from maybe a book or maybe some type of study course, and I can do it.
So you basically saying you'll build on that knowledge using AI. That's what you're saying.
Yes.
Okay, I agree.
I didn't disagree with it. I didn't say that wasn't true.
Well, you make
I said you have to put something into it to get something out. That's what I said. I didn't say it wasn't possible for you. I didn't say that you had to have all of the knowledge of the thing to be able to do the thing. But for somebody who has not read the E-Myth and they try to go and say, well, let me set up these AI bots to go answer these calls and read these emails and set up my travel and be the VA and do... How? When you don't...
I was say, because what if AI stop working? That's my thing. Like you gotta still have it. You gotta still have some prior knowledge or some background knowledge on it. But
even with that too, you gotta understand your business. My stance was you have to understand your business to even know how you're going to guide that.
One of the fundamental flaws that most business owners have is there are technicians. And they understand the part they do, but they don't understand the managerial parts of the business. And so they don't see all the framework it takes for the business to be profitable and for it to expand and grow and scale. And so therefore, they can, since they don't know all of those different pieces that they did not get, if they can tell the AI bot, hey, I need you to be your role in this business is to be the manager. Okay. I need you to organize all of the essential systems and processes for me. Bam, it started working.
I agree.
Then you get your AI bot to maintain it. And so that, you ahead of the game.
Okay. I don't disagree with this statement.
The only thing that they cannot manage is internal theft.
I'm like, you've been burned, man, because we just talked about internal theft. Like, it was the past 3 episodes when we talked about that. We know you've been scarred. I enjoy hearing these stories because it helped me it's gonna help me not make those same mistakes. I learn from people. Like, I'm not gonna repeat.
So since you seem to be somebody who is, of course, pro automation and pro, tech, how do you feel like automation and delegation can change a business owner's daily life? Do you think they can become too reliable on that? Because I know in one episode we were talking about the non-present manager or the non-present CEO.
Well, I'm a realist, and it's not that I'm an automation person. I'm just a realist. Mm-hmm. And the thing that y'all got to understand is when I was first started out, people were texting, and I'm like, I don't want to text. But if I wanted to stay in business, I better text. Mm-hmm. Okay, then people start emailing. Mm-hmm. I don't want to email, but if I want to do this, I just have to email. Mm-hmm. Same thing about automation. If I want to stay involved and I want to keep my costs like it needs to be, a small person cannot afford to hire a lot of personnel, a lot of outsourced people that I may not be able to control. Mm-hmm. I need to learn how I can automate things internally and to keep things pushing when I need them to push.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
It's just survival.
I agree with that.
I mean, automation and delegation saves you time. Like, that's one thing. To me, that's one thing you can't get back. Like, if you can set up a process to where basically your business is like running itself, like you check in, obviously. You check in, obviously. But if you can set up that process, then I'm like, hey, that'll save time, and then you'll have that. Everybody's all about work-life balance. It's been popular, and it's still popular. You'll have more time for life rather than just work. That's what I think.
Okay.
Well, that's the book's about the 48-hour work week. It's about automation.
I've read it. It is about automation.
Yeah, and make things automatic. So, my thing is, you can use tools as they come available to make the process go faster.
So, why do you think there is still so many business owners that are not adapting or gravitating to welcoming that into their business? What's the gap?
I say, do you mean new or old?
Both.
Or for old, they don't know and they don't trust it. I'm just gonna be honest, because when you deal with people that are aged, I want to say, then you're gonna have a lot of what is it?
Speculation.
See, I didn't want to say the wrong word. Speculations, because they're gonna be like, I don't want all that in my bit. They want the hard book. And I see that even today, because we got a lot of generations in the company that I work with, and they want the hard book, pencil to paper type things. The newer generation, honestly, I wouldn't know the answer to that question, because I feel like the newer generation should want to hop on it, honestly.
I talked to so many, I would say over the past 5 years, we'll just say from COVID to now, I literally have been trying to get business owners to understand the relief that systems and structure can give to them if they don't have the money to be able to outsource, to hire a team, to grow. Because you have a lot of them that just think they can't grow because they'll never be able to outsource, or they'll never be able to not have to perform all of the tasks. And I'm literally screaming at them like, hey, all you need is this CRM or this tech or this thing. And if you take 1 week, now you really don't even have to take a week, you set it up in a weekend. You just need to sit down and structure it to do what you need it to do to make your business operate the way it needs to operate. And it doesn't have to be something fearful. And it's always the switch between, well, I have to learn how to do that myself. And this, hire somebody. Well, I don't have money to do that. Okay, pay somebody to set it up for you. Well, how much that cost? 4 or 5 figures investment. And then if you want me to maintain it as a retainer, it's an additional investment. No, I ain't got the money to do all of that. Well, it sounds like you need to learn it on your own. It sounds like you need to set it up.
Because I'm hearing, and we got to wrap this segment up because we at the time, but I'm hearing lazy. Like, yes.
No.
They're scared. It's a mixture of scared and some laziness. I don't know what he gonna say, but that's been my experience.
We're gonna talk about it on the next segment.
Better send your money, cause nobody gon' save you. Watching out for friends just in case they might play you. Talking down about me, stuck inside a well, life can get tangled. Might the money. Might the money. Might the money. I'm making money, Mike the.
Welcome back to Mike the Money. We're here with your weekly episode discussing boss moves and building a business that lasts. And we're still discussing systems and structure and automation in your business. So what was it that you were finna get ready to say?
I already told you in the earlier segment that entrepreneurs have these little crazy little things in the back of their minds.
So that's one of them. Okay.
Okay, no, that's the main thing.
Okay.
All right.
Okay, until you actually sit down and talk to an entrepreneur, you will not know the crazy thing they have in their mind.
Mm-hmm.
But once you hear that, you're saying like, oh, you cannot grow until you get rid of that thing.
Mm-hmm.
You know, some people, they hate automation. Some people
They hate tech.
don't trust
I
automation.
mean, we literally went through a whole period during COVID where we had to get people to adapt to Zoom. And it was the weirdest thing I had ever seen in my life. I'm like, it's literally a video conference platform. Why is it so hard for you all to adapt to this?
To me, it was kind of like, I feel like a lot of people, it's not me, because I love technology. I be on it, like, whatever.
Like,
I'm
people
always
were scared.
It's just like, to me, if you go across seasons, it's a new culture. That's kind of what it was to them, because they so used to being in the office doing these presentations, blah, blah, blah.
But
Then
I'm
they
like,
switched.
even before Zoom, we had WebEx.
No.
Like,
I
if
ain't
you
never
worked
heard
in,
it.
if you work in corporate swears by WebEx. Like, they gonna dial in and they gonna have you up on the thing.
Well, please explain to me why people are on Zoom with no pants on, masturbating,
Well, that
and
ain't
doing
what
all this
we
other
came
stuff.
here
First
to
of
talk
all,
about.
that
Wait a
is
minute.
way off topic.
But I'm talking about there was a news professional that got fired because he was on the Zoom call.
A lot of them got
Masturbate.
fired.
Well, that's because he's. That's because he's. Oh Lord, Charles made me say something. God keep me. But that's because he might not. He might have been a little ignorant, and he might been a little
We
off.
had to
because
go through that, and we had to go through a period where we had to teach people Zoom etiquette because of those things, and that's embarrassing.
Well,
We
is something
literally
you
had
don't do.
Skype. We were the generation that had Skype. I'm confused.
this is something you don't do though. Like getting fired
well,
for doing something that ridiculous. It's on him. Like it's and it's a case by case situation. Maybe he had a sex problem or something. I don't know. But at the end of the day, bro.
But to know that you logging into a business meeting
Why
or your
would you do-
career and you doing these things, like it's just bewildering.
That's so weird.
see, but this
my
is the thing I need y'all to understand. Okay, everything that seems normal and natural,
It ain't.
when you get to entrepreneurs
Oh, we know
and
it
people
ain't
who
normal.
are self-managed, or they used to running the show, they're gonna do what they want to,
That's
whether it
true.
makes sense or not,
That is true.
and they're gonna ruin their own business if they want to, whether it makes sense or not.
And I'm okay with it because I didn't say my piece. You don't want to pay me to set it up. You don't want to pay to learn it. You don't want to pay somebody else to outsource. I mean, you got to deal with what you got. What you got. Like,
dust
that's it.
off your feet and keep
Ain't
moving.
nothing else I can help you do. Like, you
Yeah, I even
know,
argue with you about you being successful.
I'm past that point in my business. I don't argue no more. I be like, okay. Okay. So, are we done? You got anything else you
I was
need to
just
say
about
about
to say.
tech systems, automation that the people need to know?
What I need to say is, business is the survival of the fittest,
It is.
and those
The
who are
Hunger
able
Games.
to adjust will survive.
True.
Okay, you have businesses that have run their course. They went over 50 years and they bankrupting themselves now because they did not adjust, they did not pivot,
I just talked to somebody.
they did not
about that.
automate, and they did not control costs.
I literally just talked to somebody the other day about how Kodak literally failed because they didn't want to adapt to the digital camera.
Yeah.
They literally, their whole company shut down because they didn't believe in the digital camera. The dude was trying to tell them, like, this is the new thing in photography and this, industry. And they literally lost their whole entire business because of that. So
one decision can
literally
change
one decision.
everything.
And I be trying to tell people, like, you have to learn how to pivot. You have to learn how to be innovative. You have to learn how to, like, study, like, the trends and things that are going on in your space and in your industry and just in the world in general, because even if it's not directly in your industry, it could still impact you in some way depending on what it is. So you just have to be aware of those things. You have to pay attention to this stuff.
I was just about to say, because there should be people in all those industries industries that are constantly focused on innovation.
They
and
pay
growth.
people to do
That's
that.
what I'm saying.
Yeah.
So it should, to me, it should be no reason why, if you've been in business for that long, that you just go because you're being stubborn and you make a
There
bad
are literally
decision.
people in companies
'Cause
that
as
get
big as-
paid to focus on innovation. They get checks.
Because as big
to
as
pay
that
that.
company is, you can't tell me somebody wasn't. You told me, you said somebody was up there telling them in their face, look, this is what you need to do. And they were like, no, we're going to stay stuck in our old ways. Okay, now you bankrupt.
Well,
Cause and effect.
I'm telling you, that's the thing about entrepreneurship. And you got to watch the blind spot. If you got crazy, weird stuff in the corner of your mind, you need to find out about it and you need to bring it to the light so it can get killed and die. But you got to thrive and survive.
Well, I think too, like we went through this phase where the internet was also telling people that no business idea was a bad business idea. And so everybody that had a business idea, they literally came up with something. There was always somebody in their corner say, oh yeah, you could do that. You can. And it's like, it's not that you can't do it, but it's like, does it make business sense for you to invest your time and your money and your industry and energy into that particular thing? You know what I'm saying?
One thing I don't like is when people can't think for themselves and they have to seek validation from other people in order to make themselves feel better, to make themselves be stable in their mind. Like, look, if you and I like that you brought that up. I'm not finna. You gotta have common sense when it comes to business as well as business. I'm telling you, have to have common sense because you sit up there letting the internet think for you, and that's why you didn't. That's why you're not successful. That's why you're not where you're supposed to be, and that's why you're failing. You know.
But even on the other side of that, like I'm saying that, but I can agree to a certain extent that yes, there is a business for everything. But if it doesn't make business sense, you're literally not going to be able to like grow and scale and profit from it. But when you do start digging, like there's literally a business for everything. It's just how that person took whatever said thing was and they, put their innovation or whatever on it to make it a thing. So,
well, I have learned that the banker is one of the best people you can have in your corner, because if the banker will not loan you money to do what you want to do, even if you have money in their bank, that means that what you're doing is probably foolish. Now, I ain't say they're 100% right, because sometimes
it could be on the flip side sometimes.
But usually, if the banker who's in the business of loaning money to make money will not fund you, then you probably have something that you need to reconsider. Because I have seen people actually go broke doing stuff that the banker would not fund because they knew up front it was not going to work.
Well, we're going to wrap up this segment, but we're going to continue that conversation in the next segment because I like where that's going.
Man, I see your money cause nobody gon' save you. Watching out for friends just in case they might play you. Talking down a diamond wood, make you feel disgusting. Dreadlock inside a well, life can get tangled. Mike the money. Mike the money. Mike the money. I'm making money, Mike the.
welcome back to Mike the Money. We are here with your weekly show talking about boss moves and building a business that lasts. And to your point, so since you're talking about the banker being in your corner, apparently you're basically saying that it's a really good idea, of course, to have your business plan and your business idea together. But in terms of you articulating what that looks like, when we look at brand messaging and it being unclear. So if somebody goes to a banker and their brand messaging or whatever it is they're trying to convey to them is unclear, what should be their next steps since you're talking about it?
Okay, first of all, most people don't even know what branding is.
What is branding in your definition?
Branding is what makes you special that people should buy from you exclusively.
Okay.
Okay. A lot of times people do not have a specialized concept. They do not do anything that's special. And so therefore, it's like if I'm a janitorial company and I'm going to the bank and say, give me $100,000 so I can do a janitorial company, they're going to tell me no.
Okay.
Because you can start a janitorial company with $1,000 or less.
True.
With a broom and why do you need $100,000 to do something somebody can do under $1,000?
True.
Okay. Then so they're telling you that what you're talking about is not special. Now, if I need $100,000 to come up with this specialized equipment that clean parking lots, and I have gotten together and got me some 10 of the clients that say they will purchase from me at a said price, of course the bank is going to do that. Because I have told them I'm going to do something that's special. I already have clients that's going to use my services, and I will make money from day one.
So do you think that with branding that you also should already have credibility when going to said banks?
Well, it depends.
That's a good
Depends.
question.
What does it depend on? See, I'm curious. Y'all teaching me some. Look.
Okay, most banks want to know who are the managerial team.
Okay.
And if you got enough juice with your managerial team, then they say, well, I would take a risk on you. That's what people who do this tier funding, like the Ubers and everybody, they have strong people and head of these functions that people are willing to take a chance with because they know they have a track record for success. Now, if I come to a bank and I have not done this before, I know nothing about the business, and I'm telling you I'm doing something that's totally different, they're going to say no because I don't know anything about you. But I do know that you don't know enough about what you're trying to do.
All right. So, in terms of that, you said people need to build a brand that is memorable. So, what should people what should people be doing to help them build a memorable brand so they can get the yes?
Well, first of all, they need to go and know what brand it is. I do classes for the Memphis Library Foundation, and I taught a 4-series class on branding. And because I did that because I realized a lot of people don't even know what branding is.
Okay.
They think it's a logo.
No.
They do.
They really do.
I know what you said, but no.
Logo creators have convinced them that is a logo. And then the problem is they don't even have the right colors of the logo. That will initial the reaction they want people to get when they look at the logo.
Okay.
Branding is a promise.
Right, I was about to say, so let's just talk about fast food for a second and their brands. So when you think of McDonald's, I'm loving it, whatever. So you think of, okay, for one, it's obviously gonna be cheap. McDonald's is cheap. It's gonna be honest. It's gonna be something quick, and it's gonna be supposed to be good service, and it's supposed to be good, right? So that's kind of what if you ask anybody in the world, because McDonald's is an international company, that what you think of when you think of McDonald's, that's their brand: fast food, quick, cheap, something that you can get on and go real fast, right?
I think about consistency, and I think about those French fries.
I love their fries. They're so good.
Okay, but because that's what they have turned into: consistency and fries. Okay, you can't say shakes anymore because they keep claiming the shake machine is down.
True.
But everybody loves those French fries.
Yeah. They
Okay,
fry me.
and so when you think about McDonald's, you think about the Golden Arch, you think about the Happy Meals, and you think about the French fries.
And that's a good example. I was just saying, giving the audience a good example of what type of brand, what this means. Like something when they see your logo, when they see your face, when they see your name, that's what that you're known for. Like for example, Tanika, your brand. Like I'm asking, I want you.
What about Cultivate?
Yes.
What about it?
So your brand, when I see your logo, or when I see you on social media, I'm like, okay, so I'm thinking innovation, I'm thinking building corporations, I'm thinking growth, right? So am I right? Like, am I wrong?
No, you're right. No, you're right. So, like, you're basically saying, like, that the messaging or what I'm putting out is aligning with what you see.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
That's why I was asking. I don't want to assume wrong about your business.
No, you're
But that's
right.
what I think of when I see her business. So that's something she's going to be known by, and that's what her brand is. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So, yeah, that's all I'm saying.
Okay. All right. So in terms of retention, since we're talking about building and sustaining, what should small businesses do to like increase retention or even get retention, like have retained customers?
Customer feedback. A lot of times, business owners do not listen to customers, and that's why they lose customers.
That's funny.
Okay, sometimes I like to lose customers.
Sometimes
might
it's
not
a
be
good thing.
They're not my
So
customers.
they might not have been a
Sometimes
good
it's a good
customer.
thing.
Yeah, but I remember this restaurant was really, really big. And I told the lady, the owner, you really need to take care of your bathrooms. Your bathrooms are atrocious.
Oh, man.
And you know, that lady annoyed me until I stopped being her customer. Because I can't trust your food in your bathroom with like, it's a third world country.
What?
First of all, don't do that. Just say something bad. No, I get you though. Like, I do agree with customer feedback. I mean, because not all feedback is good feedback, but the feedback that you need to take. Like I say that about advice too. I take what I need and what I don't, I leave. So if they're telling you something that's gonna help your business, obviously, yes, take that advice and try to do something better.
But you know what's wrong with business owners?
What?
They have such soft skin. I have had older tax customers that read me up and down and make me feel like this big. Because they say, I called you and you didn't return my phone call. I don't got all day to call you. And they just let me have it. And they have helped me to get back to some people faster. Because I know at least when I see their phone call, if I want them as a customer, I need to call them back right away.
Well, let's go ahead and wrap up this episode of Mic'd Up Money.
Better save your money, cause nobody gon' save you. Watching out for friends just in case they might play you. Talking down about me, woo, make it feel disgusting. Dreadlock inside the well, life can get tangled. Mike the money. Mike the money. Mike the money. I'm making money, Mike the.
So if you are interested in following Mic'd Up Money and learning more about what we have going on, make sure you follow us across all socials. Mic'd Up Money, MICDUPMONEY. It's across all socials. We're on YouTube now, so if you want to put faces with voices, you're welcome to subscribe to our YouTube channel as well. And then we have several options available for you on our website, mic'dupmoney.com, where you can book a strategy session or consultation with either one of the strategists that are featured here. And of course, it's not free. But we have resources and tools available for you. And tell them more about the playbook.
The Level Up Playbook, only $12.99 a month. You get the free tools from us. You get a newsletter where we are writing about different things that we are pursuing. And that may be one of the things that you might need in your business. Also, you might want to be a guest on our format. You might want to be an advertiser. You should go to mic'dupmoney.com and then you can see how to be a sponsor or how to get on the show.
All right. And I think that'll wrap us up for this week. See you on next week's episode.
Better save your money, cause nobody gon' save you. Watching out for friends just in case they might play you. Talking down about me, woo, make it feel disgusting. Dreadlock inside the well, life can get tangled. Mike the money. Mike the money. Mike the money. I'm making money, Mike the.